Hi legends, yesterday we had the biggest patch coming into Diablo Immortal. In fact, it was so big that I actually had to take some time to try and test it out things so I could give you a proper honest opinion. I could like rush a video yesterday to show you everything, but I felt like this will probably be more meaningful, not only for you guys to know every single detail, but also maybe to give some feedback to the devs so we can keep making Diablo Immortal a better game. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go through a series of features that they added, going from the first one that I feel like honestly is gonna be the one that has the biggest impact in my daily life inside the game, the one that actually gonna change my routines, and then I'm gonna go and keep going down to the bottom to the ones that I feel like for me was not that impactful or that useful, but that doesn't mean that it's not gonna be useful for you. So if you guys want to tell me in the comments what are the features that you guys got more excited about to try, please let me know that, and also don't forget to drop that like and subscribe because it keeps helping a lot. So the first thing out of the gate, listen, man, 3 years for this, huh? So you go here, you have daily activities, and we finally have a party gem finder. Now you can actually see your daily unbound gems directly on your codex. You don't have to always like trying to see here, like I have to go into a party, I have to go inside the dungeon, so I can see exactly how many gems I'm left, like how many times you actually left the dungeon, and then you're like, oh my god, I didn't like really see if I'm already capped, am I not? So because of that, you know, this is my opinion, like this is absolutely S tier. I'm gonna use this literally every day. And so about the new quest, I will say that obviously this one, it is a step up compared to the ones that we've been having. We have like multiple mechanics, especially like the one right at the start. I don't want to give like a lot of spoilers on the story, but like you have to role play as a young Albert and you have to run from the Diablo. You see like why he's doing this, and like the whole story, the way it is molding itself, it is something that you know, you will have a payoff like right at December on the next major patch. So what is the importance for me when it comes like to these games for the story? It is probably like a 5 out of 10. It's not like something that I will just go like skip through it, because as long as it's gonna have like some good cutscenes and you know, you can enjoy it for like 20 minutes. It is something different, it's something new that you're gonna do. And I'll say like this labyrinth here, this part here was actually pretty cool, pretty new, and yeah, they actually did a lot of effort. So for that, I will say, and I'll give a thumbs up for this one, and I can't wait to actually play the final payoff that most likely we're gonna fight Albert to go and beat his ass. The other thing, it is obviously, as always, I do dungeons every day, and after testing the new dungeons and all the improvements that they did, thank you, Blizzard. Thank you. This is literally a leap forward into making like the dungeons like experience slightly better, right? I'm not gonna say that it's perfect. I will trim like still like a lot of things, but definitely they are like way smoother, way faster. A lot of like downtime that they used to have, they kind of cut it like sometimes in half, or they even removed it. But obviously, you know, there's like still a few dungeons that, for example, the ones that you still have to click on the monk to open the portal, and like everything that it has like these interactions that you literally have to go and click on an NPC. I feel like you know what, you could just like make that automatic in a way. Try to make it like things proc very quickly and transition between the bosses. I will say that for me, still the one that you go into the boat, it is the one that is still, even though they made it better, it takes a lot of time. I wish like the boat will just roll over or something like that, like way quicker, because I feel like it still takes a lot of time. But you know, they are trying. So with that in mind, S tier to the changes that came to the dungeons, and please, Blizzard, keep making efforts on improving these, because dungeons are literally everything when it comes to Diablo games. The other thing, it is gonna be, obviously, we have to talk without the elephant in the room, or in this case the hunt coil. This gem, it is extremely powerful, from low reso to high reso, mid span and free to play. Pretty much one of the strongest gems that are coming to the game. They also gonna have the banner with the 50-50. A lot of people have been asking me, is a mirror jewels coming soon or not? Most likely it will come, of course, like during this you know, period. So if you guys do not have like certain copies, or if you guys are close to the pity, maybe just hold yourself a bit and wait for the mirror jewels. But but if not, have in mind that now it is the right time for you to actually go and spend your crest, because we also have a new gem surge that came into the game, which they did not announce it back on the official patch notes, but it was already like pretty obviously that it was gonna come into the game. Every time that we're gonna have now a new 5-star, we are actually gonna be able to have this. And for my surprise, they are actually putting it with the Gloom Cask. The Gloom Cask, it is mainly for the primary attack classes, but another thing that I was actually kind of afraid was that they were gonna make it just so you couldn't get the 4 stars, so only 4 out of 5 like they did with the bottle hole. But the honest truth is like they actually, you know, they came clutch and they still, you know, put it like the 22 polished scores or whatever is this currency, so you know, the whales and the big spenders, they can still get like the 5 out of 5 quite easier. I still think like honestly this makes the game still, obviously there will always be pay to win, but for free to play, if you guys are very smart with your resources and you always hold your internal crest for these times, you can actually still get your upgrade from the 3 to 4 stars, which in my opinion makes like one of like the best events out there for literally any kind of player. So I'm glad that they actually came with this. So absolutely, I'm gonna pull for this gem. It's gonna be on my birthday on the 29th September. Put on your calendar next Monday. Be there because I hope that it's gonna be quite exciting. The other things that they also came, they came here like with a login. You're gonna do some rewards. You get here the legendary crest. You get the 30 purse. Please do not forget to get these. Obviously, we're gonna have the Famliar Expedition. I'm gonna go through it. This is the login event set hunter. Well, they've been hinting that they were gonna come with a new set hunter event, a new event for you guys to actually go and farm these green set items. But sneakily, they've been dragging for the past patches, if you guys didn't notice. And well, right now they kind of went like a bit silent. And instead of us having a new event for us to hunt these green set items, well, basically all they did was to extend once again. So hopefully in the future we're gonna have the promise, the new set item events, which I believe that they are actually taking their time, because they probably going to do some meaningful changes in the way that we are farming these sets, because right now it is, I mean, not the worst thing in the world, but also not like the best thing when it comes like to farming. It sometimes gets like a bit repetitive. Obviously now they on the other side, they also made the dungeons better. And now we are probably gonna also improve at the same time the set items farmed. And I feel like by the end of the year, hopefully, and that's my copium, that we are actually gonna be way easier for you guys, especially the more casual players, to go and upgrade your set items into like the Inferno 8, 9 or 10 or whatever we're gonna be at the time. Now let's go here into another one. You have the overflowing. This is gonna be an event that's pretty much just gonna give you some extra gear. And I showed you on my stream that if you guys actually click on your item, there is an option here in the bottom that if you already have all the ancestors on your class, you guys can actually go and select the class that you want to have your new ancestors. So here on the stream, as you guys are seeing here, I actually was a Demon Hunter, but because I already have everything, so I was explaining that you can change the classes and like that. Imagine if I don't have ancestors on the Druid, you just change the classes and you select like the new gear, and like this is gonna be like way easier for you to actually just like start farming the new ancestors for the class that you still did not play. And like that is actually gonna be way more useful for you to actually go and get those first ancestors that you really need, for example, for your farming build. Now, the other thing that we also gonna talk about is that you actually can go and recruit a friend. Well, we have here, I have here some friends. We have Batu, we have Drama Queen, this was Katie, Monek, like I used to play a lot. Like most of my friends, they don't play anymore. Like it's unfortunately, but it is what it is. That's part of life. But now, if you have someone that you want to share, you actually can get here some decent freebies, like some free legendary crests. But for these like 5 friends that they have to return, I know that some people, they do this with like their alts and you know, inactive alts or accounts that they have, you know, to get like this, you know, still like, you know, 5 legendary crests. So probably still gonna work. So that's just an idea. If you guys want to do it, probably I'm not gonna do it. Sinner Harvest, well, another same bullshit. We have here the Survivor's Bane. I'm getting quite tired of like doing the same thing, the same loop, honestly. Alley of Blood, well, pretty much I just did one match. You do a lot of damage to the players, you do a lot of damage to the towers, and then you leave because you just want to go and get these normal gems. Hungry Moon, I already did it. Well, still the same bullshit that we have. And regarding the new events, I mean, they are kind of okay. There's nothing like really exciting except like the gem surge. Aside from that, they keep us like on the treadmill. So let's go in here and talk about what I think it might be one of the most meaningful features that they are actually adding for the future of the game. It is called the community build. And this feature, it is absolutely freaking insane. If you go here on the corner, you guys gonna see that you're gonna have now player sharing, and you can actually go from the newest build that someone shared, or you actually can go with the most liked. So right now, Bobbert is actually have the PvE meta build. It's obviously the meta, so it's the one that I'm actually also using. So this is actually sharing. He already has 134 downloads. So this is super good. And I hope that in the future, like, somebody is actually not gonna do like a PvE meta demon hunter, but it's like the most absolutely dog shit build, and people just start downloading, and especially for newbies that they don't know, they will just like try to copy. But you can actually go and set as a target. So whenever you track, it's actually gonna give you like this icon in the corner of the build, and then if you actually go into your instance transfer NPC, you're gonna see that your instances now, they're actually gonna be marked. But because I already have them, it's not gonna show. So otherwise it will show here that I needed the many mark, which is like the new Inferno 8 instances, which is a very powerful instance that is making Demon Hunter do a lot of damage. But then it doesn't end there. So this is gonna be open world, farm build, PvP meta build, PvE. So you can go here and try a couple of them. But the most important part, and the one I kind of like the most, imagine like we have this build. We have this PvP new guy, and I don't know if I'm gonna like this build or not. If you click here on the try, this is like the most insane thing and one of like the most useful things. And I wish that probably what I'm gonna start doing is like I'm gonna put on my profile inside the game all these builds, and if you guys want to copy, go for it. But basically, like as you guys can see, I'm able to just go and play with it, right? So this guy is having like some weird like escape with a dairy swing and also like the strafe. Kind of weird, but like everyone tries to play with their own styles and making their own builds, and that's how the game keeps progressing. But this is actually super nice and cool for the players to actually go and try new builds. And right now, if you want, you actually have a way for you to actually find the builds inside the game, and you don't need to go directly to the YouTube, which maybe it is something that might be bad for the views. But at the end of the day, as long as you're more comfortable, and I'm sure like you guys will still come here to see what I'm rambling about. The other option is that you can also go and select by top ranked, and this is actually going to give you the top ranked people not only on the challenge, rifts, and also here on the battleground. So if you guys want to go and you copy directly, this part, it works exactly the same way as it did in a previous patch, but they also added the try build and also the set as a target. So this, in my opinion, it is, well, top tier feature. I think it's going to be very useful every day for the players, and you guys will not have any problems to actually go and try to find new builds nowadays in Diablo Immortal. Now let's go here into another thing that I really don't know why they don't make it permanent. I hope they do, but if you go here into the Famliar Expeditions, I think it's just a matter of time, but you go here, Famliar Expeditions, and there is a bounties limited time. So if you send your pets, they are gonna do the 4 missions in the open world. They absolutely need to give us an option to change these bounties into Hell Slayer bounties. Allowed us to actually go, and whenever we click, we have a pop-up or something like a toggle that we can put it on and off, and whenever we send the pets, they are actually gonna do the Oblivion pillars for us, because many of us, we still like to try to get like that Terror Rift Axe gear. It is still very useful, but if not, well, this is still like a nice way so we can actually go send the pets to the bounties, and then we can run the 10 Oblivion pillars with the Terror instances. Both ways they work. I'm just saying, like, if you guys want to improve, this will be really nice. The other thing that people are going crazy about it is the new convert option that we have. So if I'm gonna select here a pet, I'm going to details, and if I click on the convert, you guys gonna be able to see that I have here some pets. If I add here, for example, 2 more, and now if I'm gonna try to go and convert these pets, what is gonna happen is that first, I'm not gonna be able to sell the pet for 7 days. And the other thing is that we just got the freaking Quaid Strider with a MAME trait. Wow, dude. Oh, man. All right, listen, if there's something I need to do, it is actually just focus on the MAME. So most likely now I just need to get a Quaid Strider with a ferocity above like 117 and happy days. Nice. I'm gonna have like probably 1 or 2% more crit into my build. But as you guys can see here, you guys can continue convert or return. And if I go here and let's do, for example, this bad boy once again, we're gonna select like 2 more guys. Maybe we're gonna go with the Brawl Stalker, and we convert them, and whenever you do, you get what is gonna be this time. Okay, aberrant obtain. Okay, nice. So this is gonna be better, right? So we can continue converting, or we can actually return. So really cool. Like maybe like we'll keep doing this. Wait, what is this pet? What did he give me? He gave me a pet that he has actually 6 golden skills, so it's gonna be like really hard for me to sell. Also, like the traits that gave me, it's not like that interesting unless if you're running like a tank or something. So this is how it works. And then like if you're actually gonna go and convert like 3 aberrants, you have the option for you guys to actually go and keep the same pet that you already converted, or you want to select the new one. So I thought it was actually gonna work for all of them, but in reality it only works most likely whenever you are converting with your aberrant pets, because you're actually using as well the 2000 plat, and the stakes and the gamble, it is way high. So these were all the best features that I feel after trying out that I'm gonna use the most, and I feel like it's the one that the casual player or the players in general are gonna use the most. So now let's go here into the ones that I think it is okay, are nice improvements, but they are not like literally life-changing. The first one, it is here, this Warband one. So instead of like having the rooms, now they just have the roles. There is still like the same remnants, you still have the same management, so there is still here the rooms, but whenever you go here, you don't have to go into the room, you select on the room and go and change. It was like actually just such a mess. So they are actually made these way easier, so you can select if I want to go to attacker or if I want to go like into the protector. Way easier, so thank you guys for that. Then we also gonna have, for example, here you guys can also change the ones that you want, the roll bonus. So for example here, obviously you don't want to go with this one, you want to go with the 5% block because that's better. And in general, like we always use these two. I just want them to please add an option so we can select which is the remnant that we want to use with the certain builds on the armory. That's the only thing that I wish I had. Besides that, everything is fine. I think it is a nice improvement, but not game changer, because I still have to go there and I still have to click on the warband and change the roles. The other thing it is that now, I don't know if you guys noticed this, and I actually don't know if a lot of players are gonna use this feature, but you can actually go into the Terra Rifts portal and you guys are gonna see a party finder. So whenever I tried it for the first time, I got nobody. So yeah, there was like nobody. Maybe it was like too late, you know, and I was unlucky. But if we go into the world, it's gonna be here, the portal. You guys are gonna see that here in the corner you have the party finder, and yeah, this is the thing. There is nobody creating this, so probably I can try to go here. Let me try to select and let me see if anyone it is actually gonna come and recruit, because this is a new thing, by the way. Kick-ass. Wow, dude, I like the pose. It reminds me of Fortnite, but I really like the way they actually did this. I'm probably gonna use this for a thumbnail though. But this is the issue. 3 years without people really caring about using like this party finder functionality. A lot of them, they don't even know that it literally exists. So if this is gonna pop off, still gonna take a while for the players to change their behaviors. It's easier to change the game, but it's really hard to actually change the players' behavior that are used to do the same thing over and over and over for many years. The other thing, well, we cannot talk about this video without talking about the matchmaking changes. So they said on the patch notes that now they are balancing, especially between the heavy melee classes, which is the Barbarian and the Crusader. From my experience, I still need to do a few more games, but yeah, they were like quite balanced, like nothing really like a game changer, but hopefully it's gonna be something that is gonna be for the best. However, I still got like 1 or 2 well matches, so because of that, no, I am like the high tier legend right now, so I don't know, like I'm like 3.7k rating, so because of that, I'm already at the high tier legends, and all I face most of the times it is actually the whales, and because of that, I still feel like this change, it is gonna be for the good, but I don't think it's, until now, I felt like it was absolutely game changer for me to put it, you know, again at S tier. The other thing, it is gonna be the war games. I feel like these, as a new feature, it is probably S tier. The only reason why I didn't put it as S tier is because most likely you're not gonna use these all the time. So the cool thing is that probably you can try to find lobbies. So for example, if I created a lobby name, let's you know, Indez Legends, and you go here, you select like the Slayer because it's the dead match and the destruction call, and you put a timer of, for example, yeah, maybe 10 minutes, and you put here the password 6969. Well, not childish at all, right? Create a lobby, and like this, anyone will actually gonna be able to search for Indez Legends, see, put the password coming in, and then you can start doing your matches. This is like still like really cool for the future of the game. Maybe we can actually make like some tournaments. I feel like that will be really cool. I believe that right now they said it was going to be cross server, but I still have to confirm. If anyone's already tried to make a war game lobby with other players from other servers, please let me know in the comments if it is actually working, because if that's the case, we're probably going to do the European tournament first, and then I believe that I have to go into, for example, the NA or Southeast Asia, create a new account, level up until I'm able to unlock the war game, so we can do maybe a lobby there. That will be like really cool for the future. But again, the concept, it is really nice. It's nice that we have on the game. It's better than not having it in the game. But the use is gonna be like really limited, and I'm not gonna use this every single day. The other thing that a lot of people are happy about, but it is still giving like some problems, it is the new clan management tools, which the export member data, they were having some problems. Probably is because the members, they still needed to log in and update like the whole database. But they are still, you know, the idea is there. Probably some bugs is happening. It is normal because these are very complex, and I used to work like in tech and dealing with like financial data and all those things. Numbers are always very annoying to deal with, and especially whenever you want to extract a database and all this stuff. So very cool that we have on. I hope that the clans, leaders, and officers, they still keep improving it and work on creating more features. I heard someone saying that they wish that also the officers can also have access to this export member data and all this good stuff, not only gonna be for the clan leader, because what happens is a lot of leaders, they are just leading, right? Like they are good at leading, but then they give like these more boring jobs to the officers, so they can just like manage like the spreadsheets and all this good stuff, right? Or bad stuff in this case, and like that, I feel like, you know, it's definitely better to have it and than not. The other last thing, it is the shadow changes. I saw these and I'm like what did they do here? Because so this is a Crusader, okay? This was shared on our Discord, and you have a huge cloak, and then there's this tiny this tiny cloak, shadow cloak. It looks absurd. Maybe there's like some scaling problem with the characters, especially maybe they have to make it longer, the scale for Crusader or even Barb. But in general, I understand like the first cloak, it has to be, you know, less cool than the last one. But at the same time, it's just looking ridiculous, right? So I'm not a huge fan of like the way it turned out to be on the first screenshots that we saw, it looked extremely good, and I really liked it and I enjoyed it to see. But at the end of the day, when it came to the game, that's why I'm always telling you guys, like, always be concerned, because things are sometimes when they actually come into the game, they are very different of what they look. And talking about that, I just want to show you here, guys, like a sneak peek of something like really cool. So let me actually go here. There is these Chinese forums, and they actually posted the new Phantom Cosmetic skin, and man, it's looking absolutely insane. Look at the druid, like the druid, and also the Blood Knight. It's looking absolutely crazy, to a point that honestly I even feel like to go and play as a druid, because it is so sick. It's just too good. The other one, it is gonna be here, I believe that this is the Blood Knight female, and this skin is looking absolutely godly. It is inspired on the Valkyries and all this good stuff. I feel like they also shared here and they show here the skin, because I remember watching yesterday on the live stream. So here in the middle of the video, we have here the skin where they actually show the trailer for it, and look, it is actually insane. It's looking so clean. So whenever you're gonna have a kill streak, there's gonna appear like this Valkyrie on top of you. Like, look at this. This is the kill streak. It's like, how insane is that? I never actually saw a skin like that. So I'm quite excited for that, because it just looks absolutely gorgeous. And I hope that in the future, you know, we can have like more, you know, cosmetics that are not like as expensive, and the battle pass can become like a bit better. And talking about the battle pass, I know that a lot of you guys get mad whenever we do not show here the battle pass, because, you know, this is the ones that, you know, the low spenders they usually get. I feel like this one is looking kind of nice. This is gonna be the one for the Demon Hunter. This one here is for the Wizard. It's kind of okay. This is very mid. This one, it is the Barbarian female. I like that she has like some scratches. It's looking nice though. Oh my god. Okay, the dude is, oh my god. I really like the way that they made it like kind of blind. Barb always looks kind of sick, and even if you hide the helmet, like it still has like those things, like really cool. The monk always looking, this one looks kind of cringe. We already saw this, the Demon Hunter. This one here is gonna be the Crusader. Man, the Crusader is also not bad. I really like the way they made like the scratches, like this is like a warrior that just came from like the war, right? The girl is looking all right. I really like the helmet. The helmet, I feel like it takes the cake. Necromancer always looks cringe. I don't know why. Yeah, doesn't look good at all. Then we have here the Blood Knights. Ooh. Nah, they gave like a small stick to the Blood Knight. What the hell is this? Yeah, not looking that great. The girl is looking way better for sure. Then we have here the Tempest. It's looking alright. The Temp. Oh, yeah. This one is looking kind of nice. I really like the scratch on the abs. It looks like me, man. And the Druid, yeah, bulky. And this one is pretty bad. Yeah. Nah. This one is skip. Anyways, this is like the Battle Pass skin. And then, well, you guys are doing already your keyboard ordeals, like the assembly is being 1 minute. And now there's a lot of vault changes. And you know what? Since I am not a Shadows, I am still not gonna rate all of those activities. From the feedback I heard like a lot of like good stuff that people are enjoying it, but because I did not experience firsthand, I'm gonna leave that maybe for another video. So with these guys, these are my full thoughts, my honest opinion about this patch. I feel like the game, it is going into the right direction, but if I have to criticize something, is that we just had an update with the only like new content that actually came into the game was like these new curse shrines that are around the world, which I still didn't find one. Maybe I'm just getting unlucky. I really wanted to try to see how it is, but still there is nothing like that special from what I asked to Blizzard. There's no real meaning, there's no new progression system, there's no new ancient gear or a better way to actually farm ancient gear without being all is capped. There is no new dungeon, so there's a lot of like newness that I feel like it is missing, because I really want to keep playing Diablo Immortal, but I'm coming into a phase in the game that all I do is I come into the game, I get like my 12 normal gems, I do like a few dungeons here and there, maybe I do like 1 or 2 battlegrounds if I feel like to, and if I was not a creator, probably I will not even invest a lot of time in the game right now, because it feels like super stale. Because these are quality of life changes, and quality of life changes are nice, but they are not, you know, they are game changing in a way that is actually not gonna change a lot the way you are still doing things in the game. And I am on the second day after the patch. I log in on the patch and I'm still gonna do exactly the same thing. So because of that, it is the only thing that in my opinion made this patch not be a 10 out of 10. So it is probably like a 8.5, maybe 9 out of 10 in my opinion. If they added a bit more new content, then I feel like it will be probably the best patch that I ever saw in Diablo Immortal. With this being said, thumbs up to all the quality of lives that they added in the game. It was very, very needed, and I just wish that a lot of them actually came back maybe 2 years ago, or even like 3 years ago, whenever like people were already asking for them, because they were so obvious. They were massive problems, and maybe we lost a few hundreds, if not millions of players because of this. So guys, with this was my honest thoughts on the patch. Please let me know in the comments if you guys enjoyed this more opinion-based discussion around the new update, instead of like just showing all this and that. I wanted to do like something a bit different, and well, let's see if you guys like it. So guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, type shit in the comments, and I see you guys on next video. Peace.